Now that 2025 is well underway, many of us find ourselves carrying over the same mental patterns from the previous year. One such pattern that often holds us back is overthinking. We tend to get stuck in endless cycles of thoughts, analyzing every decision, outcome, and possibility. These constant mental loops can leave us feeling trapped in the past or anxious about the future. What's worse, overthinking doesn't just drain our mental energy, it prevents us from fully embracing the present moment where real life is happening. Overthinking is something many of us struggle with, but it's not just a trivial habit. It has a profound effect on our mental, emotional, and physical well-being, which is why it's crucial to understand how it affects our lives. As we step into this new year, the question becomes, why is overthinking holding us back? According to Eckhart Tolle, the mind, though a useful tool, should never control us. If you can control the process, our experiences will be much better, and our minds will be much safer. The present moment is all we truly have, and overthinking keeps us from fully experiencing it. Overthinking is often mistaken for a way to prepare for the future or make better decisions. But in reality, it keeps us trapped in a mental loop of worry and doubt, preventing us from taking action and moving forward. Eckhart Tolle teaches that this mental chatter is a form of resistance to life's natural flow. Constantly analyzing, judging, and worrying takes us out of the present moment and disconnects us from reality. In this video, we'll explore why overthinking has held you back in 2024, how it prevents you from living fully in the now, and why stopping it is the key to unlocking the life you want to live in 2025. By diving into Eckhart Tolle's teachings, we'll learn that the mind is meant to serve us, not dominate us. Through understanding how to quiet the mind and embrace the present moment, we can break free from overthinking and step into a more peaceful, grounded way of living. To begin with, we need to understand why overthinking doesn't serve us. Overthinking often masquerades as a form of problem-solving or preparation. We believe that by analyzing everything, we can make better decisions or avoid mistakes. But the truth is, overthinking usually leads us to the opposite result. It paralyzes us. The more we think, the more we overcomplicate simple situations, creating scenarios in our minds that may never even happen. In this constant mental whirlwind, we lose sight of the present moment. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes that while the mind is a tool, it can easily become a master when we allow ourselves to be overwhelmed by it. Overthinking keeps us trapped in a cycle of doubt and confusion, preventing us from taking action. In 2025, it's crucial to stop falling into this trap. Overthinking doesn't help us make better choices. It simply creates more noise and stress. By learning to quiet the mind and live more in the now, we open up space for clarity, decisions, and peace. Second, we're going to discuss is one of the core teachings of Eckhart Tolle is the power of the present moment. The present is all we have, and it's where true peace and joy reside. However, overthinking keeps us from fully experiencing the present. When we are trapped in our thoughts, we are not in the here and now. We are either reliving the past or worrying about the future. Overthinking pulls us away from the present moment. How many times have you caught yourself worrying about something that hasn't happened yet, or replaying an event from the past, all while missing the beauty and opportunity of the current moment? This is the trap of overthinking. It keeps us disconnected from the life happening right in front of us. Eckhart Tolle teaches that true presence can only be found when we stop identifying with our thoughts. Overthinking keeps us stuck in a mental loop that leads to anxiety, stress, and confusion, preventing us from experiencing the fullness of life. As we move into 2025, it's important to realize that the present moment is where life unfolds. By letting go of overthinking, we can reconnect with the now and experience life with more depth and meaning. Thirdly, overthinking also creates a breeding ground for anxiety and stress. The more we ruminate over potential problems or future scenarios, the more we fuel our fears and doubts. This leads to an emotional reaction that often manifests physically: tight shoulders, shallow breathing, and increased heart rate. Tolle describes this as the pain body, a term that refers to the emotional residue from past experiences. When we overthink, we activate the pain body, bringing past fears, regrets, and anxieties into our present moment. The more we allow ourselves to indulge in these thoughts, the more we feed the pain body, creating an environment of stress and discomfort. The solution to our problems is self-compromise, since the pain body in our present moment seems to find some agreement with our condition. In 2025, if you want to experience relief from anxiety and stress, it's essential to stop overthinking. By disengaging from the constant mental chatter, we give ourselves the space to breathe, relax, and experience peace. It's through presence and mindfulness that we can reduce the hold of the pain body, allowing us to live with greater calm and clarity. Sixth sense. Another major consequence of overthinking is that it delays action. We often get so caught up in analyzing every possible outcome that we fail to take any action at all. We sit in indecision, paralyzed by our thoughts, and the result is a lack of progress. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes that life is not meant to be pondered endlessly in our minds. It is to be lived. Overthinking keeps us in a state of analysis, but progress only happens when we take action. Whether it's starting a new project, making a decision, or taking a leap of faith, action is where change happens. In 2025, the key to moving forward is to stop overthinking and start doing. There will never be a perfect moment or a perfect decision, but taking action, no matter how small, will help you move closer to your goals. The more you wait for the perfect moment, the more you delay progress. Instead, embrace imperfection and take the first step. Finally, overthinking disconnects us from our true self. The more we identify with our thoughts, the more we lose touch with the deeper part of ourselves, the part that is still, calm, and rooted in the present moment. Overthinking pulls us away from our true essence and keeps us trapped in the noise of the mind. Tolle reminds us that we are not our thoughts. Our true self lies beyond the mind, in the stillness and awareness that exists when we stop identifying with the mental chatter. By learning to quiet the mind, we can reconnect with our true essence and experience life from a place of inner peace and authenticity. Tolle agrees that within ourselves, we essentially are one, and we can move about by focusing our attention on what matters. In 2025, the goal is to reconnect with who you truly are, beyond the noise of overthinking. When we stop overthinking, we create space for the stillness and presence that allow us to experience life in its fullness. Your true self is waiting for you, beyond the mind's distractions. As we've explored in Part 1, overthinking holds us back in many ways. It prevents us from being present, creates stress, delays action, and disconnects us from our true self. Now that we understand why overthinking is so detrimental, it's time to look at how we can stop overthinking in 2025. Now that we've explored the impact of overthinking and why it holds us back, it's time to take action. The good news is that overcoming overthinking is not about eliminating thoughts altogether. It's about changing your relationship with them. By practicing certain techniques, you can learn to quiet the mental noise and reconnect with the present moment. So, how can we begin to stop overthinking? Let's explore some practical steps. One of the most powerful tools to break the cycle of overthinking is to focus on the present moment. When you feel your mind spiraling, stop and take a deep breath. Ground yourself by paying attention to your surroundings, your body, and your senses. By focusing on what you're doing right now, whether it's walking, eating, or simply sitting in silence, you bring yourself back to the here and now instead of letting your mind wander into past regrets or future worries. Eckhart Tolle emphasizes this idea in his teachings, encouraging us to stop thinking about what could be or should be and focus on simply being in the moment. When we learn to live in the present, we break the grip of overthinking and experience peace. Another way to stop overthinking is by practicing mindfulness and meditation. These techniques teach you to observe your thoughts without getting lost in them. The goal of meditation isn't to stop your thoughts altogether, but to become aware of them without judgment. Start with just a few minutes each day, sitting quietly and focusing on your breath. When your mind begins to wander, gently bring your attention back to your breath. This practice helps you create space between yourself and your thoughts, which is key in stopping overthinking. Over time, you'll find that you can detach from your thoughts more easily and reclaim control over your mental space. When you find yourself stuck in the cycle of overthinking, it's crucial to challenge your thoughts. Overthinking often stems from fear, doubt, and the need for control, and these thoughts can easily spiral out of control. When you catch yourself overanalyzing, ask yourself questions like, is this thought really true? What evidence do I have that this will happen? Or, am I helping myself by obsessing over this? By questioning the validity of your thoughts, you can stop the cycle and release the need to control every outcome. Not every thought is worthy of your attention, and recognizing this helps you break free from the paralyzing effect of overthinking. In today's digital age, information overload is another major contributor to overthinking. We're constantly bombarded by news, social media updates, and opinions. To reduce overthinking, it's important to limit your exposure to unnecessary information. Take regular breaks from social media and news outlets, and allow yourself to unplug. The less external noise you allow into your life, the more mental space you'll have to focus on what truly matters. Pay attention to what surrounds you and use every opportunity to focus on what truly matters. When you consciously choose what you consume, you prevent your mind from becoming overwhelmed, which reduces the chances of overthinking. Overthinking often thrives in situations where we feel stuck or indecisive. The more we worry, the less likely we are to take action. One of the best ways to break the cycle of overthinking is by taking small steps forward. It doesn't matter if those steps are perfect or even the most strategic. By breaking down larger tasks into smaller, more manageable steps, you create momentum that helps you move past the mental barriers caused by overthinking. Taking action, no matter how small, shifts your energy away from the spiral of worry and into productive motion. Sometimes, overthinking is a result of not setting boundaries with ourselves. We allow our minds to dwell on problems or concerns for hours, or even days, giving them more power than they deserve. To stop overthinking, it's essential to set limits on how much mental energy you're willing to give to certain thoughts. For example, if you catch yourself overanalyzing a situation, set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes to think about it, and once the time is up, shift your focus elsewhere. This practice of setting boundaries helps you control your thoughts instead of letting them control you, reducing the chances of overthinking. Overthinking can often be rooted in self-doubt and perfectionism. We worry about making the wrong choice, avoiding mistakes, or ensuring everything goes perfectly. This mindset only fuels overthinking and makes it harder to find peace. To break free from this pattern, practice self-compassion. Remind yourself that it's okay to make mistakes, and that not everything has to be perfect. Treat yourself with kindness and patience. When you slip into overthinking, gently guide yourself back with reassurance that you're doing your best. Self-compassion is a powerful way to quiet the inner critic and create space for peace. Finally, overthinking is often driven by the need to control everything. We try to predict every outcome and manage every detail, believing that doing so will prevent problems. But life is unpredictable, and our need for control can only add to our stress. Eckhart Tolle encourages us to let go of control and embrace uncertainty. Trusting that things will unfold as they should allows us to stop overthinking and embrace the flow of life. When we release the need to control, we free ourselves from the constant cycle of analysis and worry. As we've seen in first two parts of this video, that overthinking can trap us in cycles of worry, indecision, and disconnection from the present moment. Now, it's time to shift gears and focus on practical steps you can take to break free from this habit and live more fully in the now. Step 1. Step 2. Pause and breathe. When you catch yourself overthinking, take a moment to pause, breathe deeply, and focus on the present. Tolle encourages us to shift our attention from our thoughts to our breath, which brings us back to the now. This simple act of breathing can instantly interrupt the cycle of overthinking and bring you back to the present. Step 3. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of fully engaging with the present moment. Whether you're drinking a cup of coffee, walking outside, or having a conversation, focus all your attention on the task at hand. By grounding yourself in the present, you'll start to break the habit of overthinking and begin to live more fully. Step 4. Accept uncertainty. Overthinking often arises from a need for control and certainty. We want to know every outcome before we make a decision. But the truth is, life is inherently uncertain. Accepting this uncertainty and letting go of the need to control every detail can help free you from the grip of overthinking. Trust that things will unfold as they are meant to, even if you can't predict or control the outcome. Step 5. If you want to continue on your journey of self-discovery in 2025, make sure to subscribe to this channel to assure living more in the present moment. Reply with the word "now" in the comments when this message made sense to you, and if you want to continue growing in the future. Also, consider giving this video a like or sharing it with someone who might benefit from a gentle reminder to slow down in life and be more awake.